Hello, my dear audiences. Welcome to the East-West Show, exclusively sponsored by Paul Batanley, an internationally renowned brand name for men's jacket, men's suit, men's tuxedo, men's everything. It's men, also, including their sportswear of the Golf R-Racer 18 series. By the way, I happen to be in one of the jacket. They say I look more handsome, or a ugly guy look handsome in this jacket. So Paul, thank you for sponsoring. Back to the show. Yeah, of course, we know the year starts with lots of positivities. We know that our president-elect Donald Trump is going to be swearing in inauguration day on the 20th. By morning time, Los Angeles time, they started already. And then that gives a landmark of a new presidency that starts on that very day. Well, once again, we're no politics. We have no interest in politics. And by the way, I'm not a politician either. I do care about some issues, right? Some of the issue, as one of the most important issue, is Obamacare. Prior to Obamacare, we had no care. Now we had Obamacare. Now we have a new president coming in at the door before coming in, swearingly saying that the Obamacare has to be overturned. Has it to be overturned, or can it to be overturned? What is the consequence of the overturning? And do we have a plan, or does he have a plan, or does his administration have a plan? How long would it take to install it? And what happens in between, I mean, after the overturn of the Obamacare, before the installation of Trump Care, and there's supposed to be a vacuum. So in a vacuum, what are we supposed to do? So all these questions point to one thing that we want to be cared for, just exactly like the title of the show today says, all we want is a care, that's it, right? Just same like Jack, all I need is money, that's it. Okay. To answer all these questions, my principle is that when I have a crying baby, I bring the crying baby to the mother, right? The mother of the crying baby today is my good friend, Coco Wang. She is a wonderful professional with gold honor. That's a specialist in the special field for health insurance. So Coco, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jack.
Okay, now, my introduction always seems to be short. I know you have a huge background, your education, your family, your love story, if you want to include, and your saving account, your driver license, social security stuff, and your company, of course. Some little introduction about yourself, please.
Thank you, Jack. Hello, everyone. Again, my name is Coco Wang. I am actually a licensed independent broker with life, medical, property, and casualty broker license in California. Me and my agent, Gold Honor USA, we work as a team to help consumers to shop for the best carrier that best suits their insurance needs with the best price, and also offer them the most comprehensive service if possible. My goal as an insurance agent, being bilingual in English and Chinese, is to bring the insurance industry into the Asian American community, to help them bypass the language barrier, to expand their knowledge on the ongoing industry news and the potentially upcoming changes that might affect us as Asian Americans and even new immigrants coming here.
Of course.
So that's my goal and my duty.
That's an excellent goal. That's an excellent goal. By the way, my audience, I'm not endorsing her, but I do go by her. All my family insurance go by her. And there is a little reason about that. And of course, we have lots of folks in the field who do the same job. I tend to choose somebody who can override or who can speak two languages. That, well, might indicate that they have a take in the mainstream society, know something going on in the mainstream society, as well as in the community whereby English is not predominant, right? So it's an advantage. To me, it's a trust, because I build my trust two ways. I trust them with Chinese language, I trust them with English language. And the two English language, though, you can always face the whole United States to say if it's right, to see if it's right or wrong, something like that. Anyway, it's my take just for your reference. Now, I'm not endorsing the company, I'm not endorsing you in particular. I would like to borrow your professionalism, your knowledge in this regard, in this whole area. End of the day, you have to ask professionals to talk about it. So that's you. Now,
Thank you.
my first question, which is very simple, and also it could be very complicated. What's your general take of Obamacare versus the necessity of to be overturned, please?
So talking a little bit about Obamacare, Obamacare was signed and passed by President Barack Obama in 2010, and then also later upheld by the Congress. So talking about Obamacare, there's a lot of reforms going on with this law being signed. After passing and signing of this law, there has been a lot of reform in the health insurance industry. The sole purpose for President Obama to pass this law is really to lower the budgeting in the increasing and ongoing increasing healthcare cost in the healthcare industry, and also offer the population a more affordable care, or at least a way to get the affordable care they can or they need it. So a few key changes with Obamacare coming in. A lot of my clients, of course, with the Obamacare coming in, there's a lot of premium hikes, a lot of different from both positive and negative consumer experiences. But as an agent and industry professionals, I really think Obamacare is helping the general public, because
It does?
it does. It does.
Okay.
Because before Obamacare, if you are taking a drug or a medicine that's maintaining your health status, or maybe you had a serious health condition like an open heart surgery, you're not able to purchase insurance at a regular price, or you might be declined insurance because you have pre-existing
previous existing conditions.
Correct,
Right.
pre-existing conditions. Because of that, a lot of people suffer from increased premium being rated by their medical insurance carrier due to their medical conditions. And also sometimes they just couldn't buy any health insurance on the individual market at least.
I see.
So after Obamacare, this was at least repelled. So for many people who are really seriously ill with a limited access to care, now they are able to get the care they wanted after the law being passed.
In other words, the problem kind of partially taken care of, not whole, right?
Yes.
Okay. And to my audience, honestly, I've been very healthy until recently. I started seeing doctors. It's not something wrong. I really want to try out how the care is. To be honest with you, it's not that good, or that's my take, because they cover those medicines that you can almost buy over the counter. And when it comes down to certain medication, you really have to still take a big chunk of money out of your own pocket. There was one time, there was one item my doctor prescribed. I had to put up $95 for a bottle like this. I said, no, I don't need it. So I denied, of course. Okay, if my body did need that much, and yet due to the consideration of $95 being not a small amount of money, and I denied it, of course, who suffers? Me, right? So, and yet to be fair on the ground though, the 26 years of age for a kid to be carried under the parents' policy, that's a plus, right?
Yeah, that's definitely a plus. Because before, once you reach a certain age, you're kicked out of the household. And as we know, because you are able to stay in the household, many of the insurance policy have a shared family out-of-pocket maximum on an annual basis.
Okay.
That means from January 1st to December 31st, you family total collectively have accumulated maximum on how much you're paying out of your pocket.
I see.
Yeah, because the 26 before the child reaches 26 years of age, the child can still be included as a family policy. It's if if they use the insurance a lot.
As long as you do not go over the cap off.
Correct.
I see.
Yeah, so that's the maximum you have to pay, and everybody accumulate together as a family. It's easier to reach it, or the less if you're kicked out of the household, you both have to reach your individual deductible, and which creates a lot of financial burden individually on families.
All right, okay. There's lots of plus and minus, okay? Lots of strong points, lots of weak points, lots of mistakes, lots of mystifying areas, of course. And one of the other thing that I don't like Obamacare that much, even though with lots of the positivities here, as Coco quoted, is about the eye care and the dental care, right? That's why the other day when I came across that piece of news made by Congresswoman Loretta Sanchez, that she kind of like voiced out that seniors need eye care and dental care. Whereas you check around horizontally, there is almost no care plan that cares about your teeth. So without a good set of teeth, you either go to Dr. Cunning Dental or something, as we hear on the radio all the time, or you just suffer quietly yourself, right? So we do need something like that. The reason for me to go counter you is just to show as an example, anything and everything had is a positive side.
Correct.
And the negative side also. That's the existence. For example, I'm a good man. My worst part, my bad part is that I'm overweight. So I call myself a heavy-set good man, something like that, right? Positivity and the negativity together.
Correct.
So am I supposed to be overturned? Or am I that bad to an extent that I have to be killed like that? So how do you, I mean, as a professional, make your judgment about the execution of Obamacare, please?
Yes.
You know where I stand, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
good. I'm not going against you. I just want to make a point.
Yes.
And point made. Okay, good.
Yes. So with Obamacare coming in, we as industry professional actually suffered a very much changing in the industry, going from client being voluntarily purchase insurance that they wanted at the price they can accept, going to a mandated insurance where the price might be much higher than they can accept as a premium, but being mandated they have to purchase it or else they get penalized for having no insurance. Financial wise, I understand there's a lot of burden because there's costs with every new policy we implement. But as an individual who see families who are actually needy, who are actually sick and actually getting the care they needed at the affordable price with the subsidy kicked in, I feel Obamacare is very much suitable. So now with the execution of Obamacare, likewise, I have a lot of question, concern from different industry professionals such as CPA, lawyers, and even consumers and doctors. They come to me and ask, what's going on with Obamacare? What if Obamacare is overturned? With that question, my understanding is as if today Trump does not.
No, we'll talk about that part later. My question was actually, has Obamacare been so bad that it has to be as a necessity for the nature, I mean for the benefit of the country to be killed?
For me, personally, from my point, no. That's definitely a no.
I know, right?
Yes,
okay.
Because it helped a lot of individuals, like I said, the sick, the needy, to get the care, the access that they wanted. Even for a lot of female, before, if you want to see an OBGYN, and when you're on an HMO plan, you need a referral. Now, in many states, you can go to the OBGYN you wanted with the care you needed without having the referral.
I see.
So speed up the processing for feminine care. And also it included many free preventive care, for example, like colonoscopy. Before you have to pay copay and deductible over that, now it's covered, as long as preventive portion of the care, it's covered at zero copay.
I see.
So for many individuals, that's very important.
Okay, my dear audience, today we have the special honor of being visited by a healthcare specialist, and he's a professional in the industry to talk about the Obamacare versus the overturn of Obamacare, as versus the what shall happen after the overturn or replacement, so on and so forth. Coco Wang is her name. She serves with Gold Honor as a specialist company in the healthcare business. I'm so glad that she answered my first group of questions so thoroughly that Obamacare, though with lots of loopholes, problems, is not supposed to be overturned. No, the answer is no. Now, let's take a very short moment now. When we come back, we will find out how are we going to overturn, because the new administration has to overturn. It has been vowed for so many times, for so long. The voice is so strong, and we need to find out how. Stay with us. Hello, my dear folks, my dear fellow Americans. We're talking about America. We're talking about us Americans, or we call us by our nickname. We are nicknamed We the People by the Constitution. So happened that way. I don't know why, but we the people never had to say, had we? I don't know. Okay, now. We welcome you come back to the East West show that is exclusively sponsored by Paul Battaglia with a internationally renowned brand name for men's suit, and that represents culture, tradition, even lifestyle, or even including technology. They usually call what they call nanotech. The nanotech, the very, very teeny tiny fiber nanotech. That makes the material waterproof. Okay, so the water falls on it, it rolls away, and the wrinkle-free because it's stretchable. Right. Thank you, Paul, for being that good, and thank you, Paul, for sponsoring. Today, the show that Paul Battaglia sponsors is a talk, is a research, right? It's a study of healthcare. Be it Obamacare, be it Donald Trump care, be it Jack Shaw care, be it Coco Wang care, it's a care, right? Like the title of the show says, all we need is a care. Correct. That's it, right? Okay, care, 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 care. We want it to be cared because we are under a system, under this beautiful flag called democracy. We deserve something, right? Now, my second question. Coco Wang serves with Gold Honor Group and the healthcare specialist organization. And I go by her, whole family insurance, whatever, go by her. Okay, anyway, the next thing I do is life, right? Forget that, I will die. Okay, now, we concluded the last segment that Obamacare, even though with lots of holes and loopholes, it's not supposed to be overturned thoroughly because there are some positivities to be still picked up, right? So, my second question is that if it is something that is not supposed or not deserved to be overturned 100%, and that there is a strong voice of vowing to overturn, how does it smell to you? Is it professionalism or is it politics?
It's most likely politics to me.
Are you sure?
It seems like so.
Are you aware that you're being recorded?
Yes, I am.
You're being taped?
Yes.
Aha, oh my God. Thank you for speaking the same language, all right? And I myself, Jack Chow, you know I'm a man, honest man. I never lie. I never lied. The biggest lie I did was that I said to my wife, I love you. That's it. Oh, I do love her. All right, I'm kidding. Anyway, so I thank her for speaking the same language because I simply follow one rule. Rule is if something is not that bad. For example, we have potato in the fridge, right? It's rotten all the way, I throw it. If it has a little niche on it, I better cut it off, and I can still eat it, right? Something like that. So, at the end, it goes to the finger points to politics, right? Now we're talking about a health issue. Health links to life and death. Okay, if I could draw a line, and in the middle, I use the line to connect, right? The line being healthcare, and the left hand I call life. You could be free to live, and the other one, death. Right? For something important as much as that, though, why does politics still play?
I think mostly it's because, as we know, during the election, Trump vowed saying that he will repeal Obamacare. As far as we know, as far as he's preparing for his coming onto the board, we haven't heard anything specifically regarding what he's going to do. And from all the industry news we've been tuning on, there has not been a specific plan regarding
You're right.
what
You're
he's
right. You're
doing
right. You're
and what
right.
he plans to do. Everything he says, we try to budget cut, we try to make the mandate care not so mandate anymore. But on the other end, thinking about how complex Obamacare is, how is he going to refund the tax subsidy that people already applied and received? And the revenue that he received from the healthcare being mandated is such a big chunk of the revenue that we have in our country. How is he going to compensate for the loss of it if this care is repealed? So it's very much interesting to think and talk about this issue today.
Okay. And of course, we can always back up a little bit, right?
Correct.
Let's back up a little bit. Suppose Obamacare deserves to be overturned, to be, just 100% overturned. Like say, I like your watch, right?
Thank you.
And I want to trade your watch with mine, right? You see my watch, and we either come into agreement or not. Other than that, we don't trade the watch, right? In other words, right now we're talking about Jack Chow is trading his watch with hers, right?
Correct.
So now we know watch A and watch B, right? Now we see A, Obamacare. Do we see watch B? According to Coco, we haven't seen anything yet, right?
Correct.
And we haven't heard anybody say, hey, we have a plan already. There's no plan.
Correct.
So in other words, when number one, when it is not deserved to be overturned 100% and still need to be overturned, and number two, when there has to be a plan B stored for the replacement, and yet the vow still says needs to be replaced. So does it sound the professionalism or politics? Same question.
So actually, before I answer your question, I want to share something with the audience and also you, Jack.
Yeah, sure.
I read a lot about the Kaiser Foundation and a lot of the research that they do nowadays because, as Donald Trump is coming onto the board, we want to make sure we stay in tune and possibly offer the most updated news to our clients if possible. So Kaiser permanently done a poll after the election saying that, whether people actually want to repeal it or actually want to kept it. 1 in every American said they don't want Obamacare to be continued. That's only 20% of the people who are getting the care they need.
5 out of 100?
1 out of 5, so 20%.
1 out of 5, okay, same thing, okay.
That's a very small ratio. Of course,
Okay, 1 out of 5,
yes,
okay.
of course, this poll does not represent the whole population.
Yeah.
But as a general public and as a consumer for health insurance myself, my concern is not politics. My concern, like the title today, is getting the care I needed.
A care, that's it.
Yes, it's getting the care I needed. So that left the question of, if it's returned, if it's repealed by some sort of new care system, what's the replacement plan gonna be? So now we, as a healthcare professional and in the industry, we try to join different organizations that help to promote our voice for our consumer, for our general community, and just to tell the public that we need a replacement plan before you announce the replacement.
I'm a writer. A writer's way of thinking, we tend to more vivid examples or more vivid pictures rather than principles. Okay, It sounds to me like a sin. A hungry guy was offered a piece of bread while eating, or very joyfully. There comes in another guy, say, "You're not supposed to eat that. Let me replace it," right? And it takes the remainder of the bread away. Say, "Mine is coming," like that.
Correct.
Is that a vivid picture?
Yeah, pretty
I'm
much.
hungry. I want to eat. That's it, right? Okay. All I need is something that I can eat.
Correct.
All right. Good. Go ahead.
Yeah. So for me, of course, my overall experience with Obamacare is pretty much positive. I also have a portion of my clients coming from the Asian American community who feel Obamacare is ridiculous. Of course, we understand a lot of them are paying for a much higher increased premium.
Yeah, such as in my case.
Yeah, because of before, healthcare is not mandated. People are sick and you cannot get the care they want. So health insurance company, we're here to make business, but I don't have to pay out as much claim for the people because they're not insurable. Now, since they are mandated to be insured, and a lot of them are not paying not paying much for their premium, and they also get cost-sharing reduced benefits. For example, they pay lower copay than the people who don't get subsidy. They go to doctor office, they go to hospital to check on their health status much more often. Now, as a healthcare company, I'm paying out more claims. That's one reason why the premium hikes so much. Second reason is because with the new Affordable Care Act, the insurance carrier, the insurance company are getting taxed for a lot more tax that they originally didn't have to pay for, just to compensate for this increased subsidy and increased need for health insurance. So I understand the increased cost.
Yeah. But there is still ways of improvement, right?
Correct.
And there is the possibility or necessity of improvement. Improvement in necessity doesn't mean a execution, like that kind of thing, right? Okay, that is very clear. So when we enter into this second segment, we came to a conclusion that even if it has lots of loopholes, and we have not yet a replacement plan held in Donald Trump's hand, right? And my dear audience, today with Coco Wang, a specialist, healthcare specialist of Gold Honor Organization, we're learning a lot about Obamacare versus Trump care versus the vacuum in between, if they're supposed to be that way, which we will talk about right after this break. Stay with us. Hello, my dear folks, my dear fellow Americans. Welcome back. I would say proud Americans because we have a health care to talk about. Welcome back to the East West Show, exclusively sponsored by Paul Bottani, an Italian brand name for men's suit that represents class, culture, tradition, and even technology. Thank you, Paul, for sponsoring. And today, with my good friend Coco Wang, a specialist of healthcare, we are talking about the existing Obamacare versus incoming Trump care, and possibly they're supposed to be up blank when a new plan, suppose if it did exist, to be kicked in and to be implemented, right? That takes time. So, what do you think about the fact that Donald Trump doesn't have a replacement plan? There might be two different situations. Number one, it might be very likely, they have a plan being worked out that is not completed yet. Okay?
Correct.
It's criteria number one. And case number two might be the fact that they did not have a plan at all. However, he is so determined of putting together a group of people and to borrow their brain to work out something as a replacement. Where do you think Donald Trump stands with his plan, please?
Personally, I think as a newly elected president, he has a plan he had in his mind. It's just that the implementation and by going through the Congress itself, it's very much hard. To be honest, I think he might just do some improvement rather than his vow. I will repeal it completely.
I see. Okay, very good. Okay, and there is always a possibility that he probably want to combine his with Obama's. Let's hope for the best, right, to make it a better plan, right? Once again, my dear audience, I would like to make a declaration here that whatever I say represents only myself, me, Jack Zhao, myself, nobody else. It doesn't do anything to G&E TV, neither does it represent EDI, the organization. It is Jack Zhao's opinion. I'm applying my fifth. Or I just say, I'm applying my freedom of expression. I want to express myself that way, by the way. And it doesn't matter if I do like Donald Trump or not like Donald Trump. We're talking about we have the right to criticize your government, including your president, right?
Correct.
Like that, okay. With an issue that big, that important, that links, like I said, from life to death, of course, we have to be 100% interested in this rather than a gold watch, something like that, right?
Correct.
Okay. But gold honor is good.
Thank you,
Good.
Jack.
Thank you. Now, I would call that after the overturn, before the installment of a new plan, there is supposed to be an open, right? Like the poor guy eating a piece of bread given by A and taken by B, saying that I have a bigger piece of bread coming. So the guy, well, is there left there waiting for the new bread to come, right? What are we supposed to do? We, being your customer, your clients, the grassroots people, what are we supposed to do in the between?
From my point of view, as we know, since the new Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, it was signed by the Congress and upheld it in 2013, I think. Now it's a congressional law that's being held. So even if President Trump will do something about the care or implement a new care, have a transition of it into some sort of new care system, we will have some time lapse in between.
Okay, I see. Time lapse in between. Okay, good.
Because of that, we as consumers, we have three duties, in my opinion. First of all, you have to have an industrial professional who you can go to get the updated news, whether it's an insurance agent like myself, an enrollment counselor, or even your CPA might have some information, or subscribe to a YouTube channel or news channel. Stay tuned, so that way you are updated on any ongoing and possibly change in the industry.
I see.
Because the care is linked to us.
Yeah, it is so important. And also there is a fact, to be technically speaking, for example, I owe the system a bill that is due to my deductibles unpaid, and I stretch it into a long installment period for say like 12 months. In the process of me paying back though, there kicks in another plan. It has to connect with the old plan about how much is paid.
Correct.
Probably the second thing is that by comparison to the new plan though, I are not supposed to pay that at all. And then there's the overturn of the payment of the money due there. And for the portion I paid off to apply to the new plan though, I might get a refund or something. So I'm just trying to think in a way when this small thing happens, it goes very technically.
Correct.
And it is challenging to you, right?
Yes.
Now, to what extent, please?
Yes. To me, myself, I think, like you said, the incidents will create a lot of different situations, and also might create a lot of new job opportunities.
Does it?
Yes, because like when Obamacare was implemented, it was not implemented all over the United States at one time. It was implemented state by state.
State by state.
Yeah, some state volunteer to have it first, some follow, some later. So we as Californians, California is a strong state. So we have a lot of new immigrants, and we have a lot of newly graduated people who can serve into the workforce. And these people are well trained in technology, are well trained in, and mostly like bilingual. These people can serve as the in between the customer and the new system. They could help to bridge the gap. Say if the customer have some billing issue, claim issue, they can go to this type of specially trained people who can help them gap between the new and the old care as a transition.
That is easily understood because like a building, if we wanted to demolish a building, put up a new though, you have a group of people. You create a certain amount of number of jobs for the diminishing group, right? And you have another group building it. I am talking about the fact, as an insurance agent, are you prepared for the transaction, for the possible transaction, to how much it will affect you and how much, what extent it will affect the insured?
Yes.
That is our concern.
Me as an insurance agent, my role is to understand what the insurance industry, what the company brings to the consumer. I digest it and I feed it to the consumer. And consumer come to me with question and what they need. And based on my digestion, I feed them what I understand with, of course, up to the most corrected version of it.
Of course, yeah. That's why I'm asking you, yes. So go ahead. Yeah.
So me as an insurance agent, my point is always to tell my consumer, you need to be prepared for any change that might be coming. So first of all, you have to be healthy, stay as healthy as possible, because if care is repealed or new care is coming up, you have a lapse in coverage, at least you are healthy. You don't need to worry about a huge bill that might be a concern.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Secondly, I think really importantly, we don't know when the new care is coming. Even when Obamacare was implemented, industry goes through a lot of big changes. So as as you insured, as a consumer, you need to attend seminars which held by many industry professionals in the industry. Stay tuned to all the news, such as this TV show, so you can be caught up on the current news, current events. And with the updates you get, you can make a decision. Maybe go to a professional just like your CPA when you file taxes, so you have the overall a big picture, and also what your digestion, what your concern is, so to make a most reasonable decision at the time.
To be safe, lots of people take it that way. Say, for example, if they want to immigrate somebody from China into the United States, yet this guy is educated in the United States, he is capable of handling English, and there are forms online. They can just print some forms, go ahead, do it themselves. They don't have to pay up any of legal fees or attorney fees, right? I kind of, to the contrary, I know that I have my field of my major.
Correct.
And they have their field, their major. Even though I can communicate with you in English, though, I'd better choose to trust you, all right, for your professionalism. Okay. What I do to most of the cases like this is that when I need an attorney, I pick up the phone, I call attorney, let them do the job, and I pay the money because their field of expertise, they know better than I do. When I do it myself, though, I might end up with some mistake. I will screw up the whole thing, right? Okay, now, are we saying, or am I right, if I still take this, my philosophy, say, I go by Coco anyway, she's a professional, I don't care. As long as I trust her, will do her best to protect me, let her do the job, including shopping around. I don't want to go shopping. I don't know who's who. I don't even know who's who, right? So am I doing the right thing or wrong thing? Or am I wasting money?
Okay, so like you said, everybody has their area of expertise, right? Insurance, a lot of insurance you can purchase online yourself, but why do you go to an insurance agent to seek the help you needed? Because we, at the time of claim, if you purchase yourself, you might know how to deal with it. When you receive the explanation of benefit from the insurance company that explain how much you have to pay, you're always at a confusion. Why do I need to pay this? Why do I need to pay that? So we, first of all, insurance agent, we don't charge any fees for we to enroll you or to help you. So it's like a free consultation every time you come to us. Secondly, when you come to us, we have the knowledge over all our customer and all our experience. We can guide you based on your need and your concern to the plan you wanted, and that's best suited to your situation at the moment. And even worse, we do service. You have billing question, claim question, anything related to benefit, you come to us, so we give you the expertise.
Yeah, with the time saved, with the hustle rustle saved, you might concentrate on something else, may end up with more money, right? Okay, good philosophy. And I will always adopt this philosophy. I'm a writer, I'm writing, I need a paper clip, right? If I decided, okay, I'm smart enough to make my own paper clip, so where do I get the metal? Do I have to open a metal mine to do it myself? Okay, and this whole society is kind of a cooperation. People are connected to help each other, support each other, all right? Thank you for supporting me with my health needs. Let's take a very short moment, my dear friend. When we come back, we'll concentrate ourselves on how our professionals shall help us even during the transaction period of these two plans. We know we have a good country. We know we have a good co-president coming. We know he's very capable. And well, he is Mr. Mission Possible. Everything is possible. Anyway, let's see how professional can help us. Stay with us, please. Hello, dear folks. Welcome back to the East-West Show, sponsored exclusively by Paul Batanley. Wonderful brand name for men's suit. Jack Chow is wearing one, and I like it. And lots of friends like my jacket. So to Paul Batanley, thank you very much for sponsoring. And today with me, my good friend Coco Wang, healthcare specialist, here to share her opinions to my questions regarding Obamacare versus Trump care versus the transaction versus the vacuum, if there's any. And when all the questions are answered, the last thing remains is that we are facing a transactional period. During the period, anything possible, right? Everything is possible. Correct. Plus, we have a very, very unpredictable president-elect. He's a brave man. He's a smart man. I like him a lot as an entertainer. As a president, I kind of give him a discount on that. Right? So now, how do you think at this specific moment in history? I know when I say history, I mean this is unprecedented period of American history, right? So can you help in this period of time, please?
Yes. So during the election, I stay tuned to almost every report that we could possibly get with a lot of subscription to different channels. So just so we can understand what his point is. So President Trump is actually very much stay tuned on overturning and improving, because a lot of people complained about the mandate care. So with Obamacare being mandated, many people, if they don't have insurance, they pay a tax penalty on that. But it's very interesting to see the trend in the society. Even, you know, President Trump is being elected, saying that he will overturn the health industry by executing the Obamacare. People are paying less and less tax subsidy, tax penalties because they're getting the health insurance. They are actually applying while this is going on. People.
Let me do a little insert about the mandate, though. If you look back about 25 something years ago, you were not even born back then, okay? And when they first imposed the driver license, the driving insurance, car insurance, right?
Okay.
And that was a mandate, right? That was a mandate. Lots of people complain. It's my car, I drive, and well, I don't care, all right? If something happens, happens. But law says, okay, you may choose to live or die, but you're talking about somebody else that you might hit.
Yes.
And it's his or her live and die you're holding. So the law made a mandate. Now it has almost become a culture. If you see somebody, I don't see anybody driving without insurance. So it takes time to make people understood.
Correct.
Right? Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah. So for my understanding is what President Trump is concerned of is mostly the financial part, and he's appealing to people who are actually considering, oh, this is too costly, or this is mandate is not good because I'm healthy. I don't want to pay as high for this premium as a plan I would get. So I do understand his position, and he's, everybody has their perspective on things. Maybe he's just seeking that need more importantly than people getting cared. But coming from a professional standpoint, I deal every day with life and death situations.
Yeah, exactly.
People who need care, people who wants care but couldn't access it like before, and now they got care. I really think this transition is gonna be very smooth, because if people who now have care before hadn't, and in the future they are in the danger of losing care, that will create a lot of negative voice in the population, which might even threaten President Trump's reputation. So just to put a safety net in everybody's heart, personally, I'm confident in President Trump, since he's the newly elected president, that he will give us a smooth transition. But likewise, it takes time for that to happen. Even like Obamacare, when it was kicked in, it took a long time for it to be fully implemented with a lot of positive and negative invoices.
There could be chances when they kick balls, right?
Of course.
If you have a problem, they say, okay, that belongs to Trump Care. And they go Trump Care says it goes to Obamacare. You go ask Obama for a solution. And in practicing professionalism, we see lots of things. I gave you an example, okay? T-Mobile, okay? And I'm not doing advertising negativity or positivity. I'm just sharing my experiences with my audiences.
Correct.
Right? I discovered there is a transaction of $1,400.63 and 14 something $100 taken from my account. Was a fraudulent charge. I called the bank. Bank says it's not a fraudulent charge. It's T-Mobile. When I call T-Mobile, T-Mobile says, go back to Bank of America. It's Bank of America. And then Bank of America code kicks me to T-Mobile, going back and forth until I get upset. I said, no, I need a supervisor to talk about. And I asked her, was that my money? Right? Was that you who took the money? Did I give you authorization? Right? If not, why? Right? So something like that. Okay, now, they are taking a chance. If I'm happen to be careless man, I might overlook it. I might overlook, right? And they might get away from it. This is how dangerous that is. I believe that will happen in your profession when you're handling your clients, and there must be lots of ball kicking in between the two plans.
Correct.
How do you encourage your customer, your client, to do for the best of their benefit, please?
So coming from a healthcare professional, industry professional standpoint, I see two things that we need to be careful. First of all is, even before Obamacare, you have the choice of buying commercial, which means you pay out of pocket for the care you needed. You don't go through government subsidy, you don't go through everything. You just buy whatever you needed and you use it. So it's kind of like voluntary insurance, even with Obamacare. Now with Obamacare, it's giving us a chance to buy it through the marketplace where you, depending on your household size and your income, you do get a subsidy for it too.
So you will be the one shopping around on my behalf. Am I right?
Yes, that's first. That's one option for you.
I see.
Second option is a lot of people, they say, I don't want to take the risk of getting the government involvement, and or I don't want to pay for such a a huge premium since it's commercial with no subsidy. Many of them seek government help. That's also a lot of option in our society community today. We get a lot of resource from the government. I know in our community, many people are undereducated. So it's very important for people to go out there, whether it's professionals, social workers, and even consumers. They should have the right to reach the professionals or social workers for the program that they're capable, they're qualified for, in order to eliminate the risk.
Okay, very good, very good. And do you have seminars or something? I really get kind of like vigilant about the problem that are in store for us, because younger people might not think that way. Older people tend to think more because it's about minute-to-minute care, right? So, and is there a seminar or whatever to at least pacifier the declines, not to worry that much? Somebody will take care of, and how and what, like that?
We do monthly and weekly seminars for different topics. That covers for weekly seminars, we have targeted at Medicare, Medicare Advantage, Medicare supplement plans, just to educate people on the general Medicare portion of the medical insurance. For monthly seminars, we do a special topic related to how medical and tax filings is related to tax subsidy. We do it with CPA together at our locations, sometimes at hotels, just to educate people at different locations regarding the medical and the tax coming changes.
Right, there are activities, right? Okay, very good. If my audience needs some information about Obamacare and they have worries about the incoming Trump care, is there a website or some website, something they can consult, they can look around for?
Yeah, the best website for Obamacare, at least in California, is Covered California.
Covered California.
Yeah, so coveredca.com. Yeah, that website gives you many information and many data on the ongoing trends, and you can even subscribe to the news page. They give you monthly and weekly updates on what's going on, what policy happened, what's the news with the politics. So that way you're stay tuned. And they also have multiple language materials that you could review just for yourself, for your usage.
Very good. Now the New Year is coming. I would like to wrap up with your New Year congratulations to our audiences, please.
Yes. Thank you very much for staying tuned for us today. It's such an honor to be here with you.
Same here.
Yeah, with a lot of changes in many different areas because of the newly elected president. I hope you can really take the resource we have, especially the bilingual professionals in our community. Just reach out to them, get the consultation you needed, so you get an overall picture of all things that's upcoming, that's changing, and that might affect you and your families.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Coco. And to my audiences, we love you that much that we try every moment when there's a chance, we bring you information that is necessary to make your life better. We'll not do it only one time. There's later on when the care fight starts, we still will continue. That will be the time we'll see Coco again. All right?
Thank you, Jack.
Thank you. Promise.